And welcome back to part 2 of this drawing tutorial. And as you can see in part 1, we managed to get this far in our drawing compared to the reference image. You can see here, this is our drawing reference, and I simply used the line brush. And this is just like painting and drawing in the traditional sense. And it what has made a lot of people appreciate art techniques as opposed to just using tools. I mean, think about it for a minute. You give the same tools to a good artist, and they will produce something way more, lot more appealing than the beginner artist. And it's just because they've got techniques, not because of the tools. So if you come here, digital tools, looking for, you're at the beginning stages, so you should dismiss all your myths about drawing, digital drawing, and get it out of your head and talk to someone who's more advanced in drawing and learn the most valuable lessons you will learn in art, which are art techniques, the very techniques that makes anyone far superior to other people in their accomplishments because they have mastery of the tools. They are not dependent on the tools, just like beginner artists are, okay? So let's go ahead and work that. So I basically started by having 50% or 40%, I can't remember exactly, of the line brush. So we stuck to the line brush, 40%, and then I drew with a larger brush, 20%, and then I gradually worked my way down, and then I also reduced the density even more in order to accomplish this blending that you can see here on the thing. Okay, so and I worked my way to the third level. You see this row of trees here, and then I'm going to keep working my way down to render a landscape, and then go back to the top, keep working my way down, and this is perfect for that kind of painting. So let's hit the just above the midpoint so we can select the colors, right? Look at that, right? And then we can keep adding these tones that are relevant. So the beauty of the digital is that you have this infinite color palette, which is far more advanced than regular traditional. So that's the reason why I can make realistic drawing in digital more quicker and way more faster than traditional. I'm just capturing the essence of these, just the details. Every time you see these darker colors, I tend to go over it a little bit more because it's laying down more tones, different tones meaning different tones. That's all I'm doing. Right, seeing the painting, seeing the tonal variations, and picking my infinite color pot, which picks the exact tones that lies there. Okay, wonderful, isn't it? Look at the tones we've already picked up. Yeah, there's no way you can mix these tones, and that's what you really learn. And when you learn this, you can make excellent freehand drawing using your own judgment. See, as I get closer, it's lighter. There. So I go left and then I sweep to the right. Okay. So I go swooping and then picking up these tones. You can see I'm just picking up these tones and adding more weight to it, if I can say that, use that word. So more definition to it. Yeah, because I'm at a smaller, higher resolution. Alright, so you have another opportunity to keep enhancing the details. Alright, so this is not a bad brush size. I have used 3% before, and then but I've also gone down to less than that, like 1%, to get really into the tiny details to make it like some of the Grandmaster painting series that I've done. Tries to replicate the essence of what the painter has done. Alright, so we're now going back. Notice what I'm doing, going back now the way I came. And then at the same time I'm looking at these various tones that lie along this ridge, right? Now you can see we're reaching another level of landscape area here. So 3% is a good brush. Stick to that for now, yeah? And then we're going to have a good tidy look on what we've achieved, in terms of tone. These are all tones, remember? Look, if I were to produce all the tones we picked, it would go all the way down here. About picked probably like 200-300 tones, probably by now, yeah? And that's what the painters have under their belt, the ability to see these tonal variations in their painting. Why do you think I managed to draw that photorealistic painting, right? Right, so we're here now. So look at these. You can see you can correct these. Let's have a look where we are. It's pretty good going, isn't it? Now we're gonna look at this one. Pay attention to this area here and see how quickly we develop this, okay? So let's this area of that scene, okay? Let's see how quickly we can develop this. So zoom in, stick to the brush, don't worry about, you'll find that you could probably do more details, but that's not the point. The point is you're learning. See, when it comes to a bush, it has one side That's a bit darker. Another side. That's a little bit lighter. Right, like here, you can see it, darker, light. So pick these color tones to give it the realism you're looking for. Okay, there. That's all you need. Look at that. You wouldn't have believed. See that tiny little house there. These are the things that Bob Ross used to be very fond of, isn't it? He could capture nature so fast, so quickly, with such little ease. That's what this is, techniques, right? It's because he has techniques and you enjoy the process of making a painting that looks really good. Such a soft character, wasn't he? Bob Ross. I remember when I first watched as a little kid his paintings and I thought, blimey, half an hour to do that. He's got a magician. But now here I am doing the same thing, but with digital. And it's all down to techniques. And it's really fun as well. I wouldn't be doing this or I wouldn't have done 200 of these daily tutorials if it was a chore. Can you? Do you think I would sit down with you and do this for this length of time? No way. If I didn't enjoy the process, I'm not going to do something that I'm not really fond of, is it? I do this because I like it. Alright, there we are. See how we're getting down to this line of trees now? Okay, and I'm now, what you're doing as you're doing this is you're becoming acutely more aware of these tones that are happening at this level, which is highly important to your appreciation of skills. Yeah. We won't go to that tree just yet. Might have to have a smaller brush for that. We don't know yet. Look at all these tones I've covered for the yellow. Right? Try and get that on a mixing with a color pot. It's just virtually impossible. Remember, don't go too far down because we're trying to capture these level of trees there, okay?
Dad, I just pressed it.
Sorry about that, was one. Alright, that's my daughter. She didn't realize. Close the door, please. Okay, so there you are. Still got that hilly, yellow hilly. So let's just tidy this up. Trees, right? And then we'll have some more form of shape and character. That's my guess. Yeah, I'm using squiggly mark. I don't expect you to reach this level of speed, but for me, it's not. It's not about speed. It's about techniques. So you may be impressed by this, but then those are skills that if you want to get or attain these skills, then you have to keep practicing like I practice. what's happening here. We almost reached the other side, then we can have a good look, okay? All right. You pick the exact tones, so you're not picking anything but the exact tones, all right? Oh, this is an area where these are the trees that good old Bob Ross used to be akin to, isn't it? Look, we can take out the light colored here and add the details. Right. Around the trees, yeah. Blend it in. Okay, these colors. Blend the colors. Okay, let's have a look at this. Is what we've got so far. It's not bad, is it? We probably need to go a bit more, a few rounds. We've got 40 minutes, so plenty of time. Now I'm thinking, what are we going to do here? See that? So this, now we're going to do this line of trees. So I'm going to save this. Then open it up again. Okay, so now maybe we haven't done this. Look at that. You can sort of go here and clean it up. Just pick a few colors. Right, because you will be picking the very colors that lie in that region. Right, there, can see it? This is the way to correct it. There, it's almost gone, isn't it? They look like globules. These are these are coming from the house, stemming from the house. So we've almost done that here. Just about here now. And pick the darker color, then pick the light tones in there. That's it. And then here, can you see here as well? There. There. See how we fix that? Perfect, isn't it? And now let's try and work on these trees, right? I think we need for this, you can probably, some of you are probably fairly intuitive in understanding what we have to do. All right, so I reckon you might think that we need to go up a notch in. You're right. You've got me there, and I'm going to take that down a little bit because it's so dense, right? We need the density level to be a little higher. So I'm going to take it down because the trees have very small branches and shape. So I'm going to do that. So notice what I'm doing. Just right. Just practice doing this. Just right. This is really good skill. Let's see that. Remember, it's picking up colors. Let's have a look at it. We won't do the whole range of trees. I just want to see if this is working with this setting. Yeah. Let's have a look. Let's do a few trees and then we can have a good look at it and see if we manage to pull it off. Oh, look at that. This is how painters painted when they try and give the rendition of objects from looking at it from afar. they knew that they didn't have to spend too long excuse me, like hyperrealism in the tiniest detail. Hyperrealism is really a bit for real. I mean, people get super impressed with it. But you should be more impressed that I can make this drawing in 2 hours flat as opposed to 3 months doing the same drawing. Time is a very important factor for artists, in case you didn't know. Right, so I'm just going to go up here. And then I'm just going to see if this is working. If it is working, then we'll just carry on. It's sort of working, isn't it? I can't really tell. Let's get this area here, yeah? This was the technique I used for that photo-like quality painting that I did. But I used a shade brush initially to lay down the first set of colors, yeah? So really can you hear the clickety of my thing? This is how rapidly I'm moving through, yeah? Clickety. This is the skills you will develop if you keep doing this. And then believe me, these skills can be taken for freehand drawing. People ask the most strangest question. Can I become a super artist? If I practiced enough, and how much practice do I need? It's like saying, can I become a world record holder for 100 meters if I practice hard enough? That's the same question. Please think about the question because it may indicate your ignorance in the subject. Nobody asks that question. They have to first do the basics and learn. Nobody says, can I become that's like asking a childish question. Can I become an astronaut when I grow up? See that? I think that's working. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this line of trees really quickly. We got good time. So here. Okay, just there. Send that there. So this really opens your eyes to tonal variations in the trees. It's not just a chunk of Lego tree, it's actually got lots of variations of shades which you can appreciate when you start looking at it and drawing like this. Okay, just keep going down. Don't worry about it, bit by bit. We're not looking at the whole thing and get confused. Just building it up slowly. Okay. follow this. You don't have to follow the exact line of trees. You're probably wondering how you're figuring out what's in the reference image. You don't have to. Believe me, as I've said, it's just a scribble. Sometimes a scribble is all you need. And if you've seen any of the great masters' paintings, you'll notice that when you get close up, it's really a bunch of scribbles. You know, when you look at the characters and you're thinking, how the hell does it all come together? And this is what it is, because they are painting with tones as well as scribble like this. You see that black area? I can see that happening. Then mixed it up with a little bit of the shape of the squiggle. Sometimes I go down, there I'm squiggling now and getting these tones. Right, in that way I can go rapidly through. And let's see how the bigger brush is left. The more I do this, the more I'm going to learn techniques. The more I'm going to become far away in terms of skill level with beyond other people. Okay, that's what happens. That's why sometimes I feel I'm the only one that can paint like this. But these are skills that anyone can learn. They put their mind to it. See, I'm picking the colors. That's essential for that. And you can see here's a shadow here. So as you paint, you're looking at the actual wonderful painting that you're trying to replicate. Look at that, you can see more of that dark, and then it becomes a little. Well, I can go across there, and make sure you pick the colors, otherwise you're going to take the dark colors to that region. It's interesting to see how, when a traditional artist look at this painting, what their evaluation is. Maybe I'll do a competition with these people. Yeah, that's a thought. There, and get these exact colors. Soon you get a good feel of what you need to do. You don't have to think too hard. Oh, we're almost towards the end, I think. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? I'm wondering what this painting would have looked like if I used the shade brush first. Would have probably been very different. And I'm just thinking if it might have looked more photographic than this style. Okay. Oh, we've almost reached the end, so I'm gonna try and capture a little bit more, not a great deal, just to see what that range of trees look like using this method. Let's have a look, shall we? So it's coming together, isn't it? You can see there are areas that we need to do, obviously. I think we got a good time. We're gonna go here, open it up again. Okay, this is our drawing. It's not coming together compared to how we started off with. Let's carry on. Look at these areas that we have. Let's carry on with this brush. Don't worry about it. Just carry on. Right? Because the composition is not there yet. And it can throw you off a little bit. That's the problem. That's another huge problem with beginners, is that they expect way too much at the beginning. They expect the tools to do all the work. There's one guy who makes a remark on the comment section. I don't see much of these now. I'm wondering why. It's probably because people are waking up to. Anyway, he comes in and says, this guy goes on about the simple tools on this app. Hasn't got pressure, hasn't got any thing, hasn't got any. This is beginner drawing app, because now you know that they're measuring the app based on tools, and I told you earlier that techniques are far more valuable than tools. Anyway, he just made that remark. People more or less sort of agreed with him because that's all they know. You know, you can't really blame them. And then I replied to it. I said, if you honestly think this is a beginner's app, I can challenge you to do this drawing I did in half an hour of a landscape on my phone. Would you care to take up this challenge and make a similar drawing on the other apps you refer to? I never heard from him or her. See what I'm saying? People talk a lot but do little. They think they know what they're talking about, they don't. Me, I'm more of a doer, mate. I'm not going to base my expertise on subjects that I'm not familiar with just because I want to look good. And people don't generally look good, because when they find out that you're lacking in depth in that knowledge, they're quick to dismiss you. And you're not going to make long-term friendships that way. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. That color. That green. Now we got that wonderful color of green. Okay, just pick these, and then we can expect a different tone each time. Look at that, it's a deep color there. I would have been very interested. I think that's something I'm going to keep in my mind going forward, is Getting a traditional artist to do the same painting. Yes, why not? What I'm looking for is just getting the essence of the shape, not full body of the shape, but just the essence. That's how the famous painters of the past used to paint. They're just getting the essence. Okay, let's have a look. Isn't that foreground now coming into detail? Isn't that lovely? You gotta admit that's so nice, coming all down together. And then you can see the way we need to go to the next part here and add the details here, right? Just keep going over it with the smaller brush and checking those stones, really helping you to understand what these colors are meant to be. Really does. Don't take my word for it, just do it. Never before has there been something that you can practice right on your phone. And remember, this is a phone that I'm using. Go around there, can see it. Using the scribbly mark. There, can see that little yellow patch. These are the things that adds. See, we missed that, so we can add that. Every areas that we missed. Be interesting if they've said that this was a, give them a set of the traditional artists I'm talking about. Give them a set of paintings, reference paintings, and then ask them which one is the most difficult. In fact, I might do that. Yes. 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 I think I will do that. Let's see how it's. So you get into the zone of things. Isn't it lovely when you don't become too sensationalized with what people are saying and you're more reactive? Here you can take time out from the world, crazy world we live in, and just let your imagination be at peace with this landscape. This is what more people want to paint, but they're just hesitant in getting an appreciation. But you don't have to go and get your brushes and canvases and all that, and then it sits in the garage for the rest of the world, rest of time. Do this, and then it really teaches you stuff. I never thought possible. Now I can go to that, the plant here, and then I think we did this, didn't we? Or perhaps not. These brown colors, so different colors adding to this, to the illusion of this bush. You know how that works? Let's have a look. It's coming together, I have to admit. It's coming together. You know what? I'm going to take a quick break. I think you're enjoying this as much as I have. And we're going to carry on adding more details, and it's just going to look lovely. I hope you're at this stage. If not, at least you're getting to this stage. So let's have a quick pause for a few minutes break. Okay. Okay, back again. So let's go ahead and this is how far we've got. You can see it's coming together, and I'm trying to address areas that I probably have missed. You know, you can see here in the middle, like here. So good. Back to the midpoint. You don't have to keep switching between. You can see here. This is just like painting and drawing in the real sense. And like I said, I'm very advanced user of Photoshop, but I would not recommend that for drawing because it's taken the fun out of drawing. This is the real fun in drawing. Even though I use it for 30 years, it never once occurred to me that I should use it for drawing. When I think about drawing, it's like this. I don't know about you, but that's how I consider drawing. So every time you go back, see that? You're creating, so you can go back and forth, pick the colors, and see the areas that you need to. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to switch between our drawing so we have a good idea of what areas we need to pick. There, can you see that? There. Okay, here, and here, and here, and here, I can see, then here. Okay. Each time you do it, pick the colors, okay? We notice as you get closer, right? Excuse me. Alright, scan, sorry. Go away. Oh, for heaven's sakes. So here, you can see here, every time. See the areas that we haven't touched? Just not a big deal. Do you honestly think that they're spending every grain of artists when they do landscapes? Do you honestly think that they're spending each grain of painting they just learn what to apply. And then you can see for yourself how this takes shape. Okay, it's wonderful. Now you can see here lots of areas we haven't touched. So much better, isn't it, to be able to do this. So let's get a few colors down here. You already saw the areas that's not been touched, so just get these colors down. Okay, using the brush strokes. There, look at that, the bush. Get a different color right there. As long as we got the bush down. As you can see here, probably need another blade of grass. Right, can you see that? That left side we didn't cover. So this is an excellent way to show you color picker, color picker, color picker. Okay. There, can you see the yellow there? Color picker. So change the color picker so you pick a different color. There. See how we got the colors? Color picker, picker. See the areas we haven't touched? Let's finish this grass. See that? So we can go like that. This is how they do it. Traditional artists will exactly use these methods. Right? They will get the tones, and we picked probably hundreds of tones so far, giving more realism to our drawing. Look here. So they use crisscross to give shape. Right? You can see here I haven't done this bit. So I'm going to just pick the colors and then fill that up. As long as I press the right button. You can see here, right? There, we'll go across here now and do the same thing. So flick, flick, keep it at the thing so you can see the reference image and then your image. And then come back to it to see what areas need to be addressed. Right? Very good. Here you can see little patches of green and then I'm picking. You can see that. You can see yours, and then just fill it in. Areas that needs filling in. Just as long as you pick some colors, you will be able to render this. There, can you see it? You may not pick up the exact color, but that's all right. If you keep trying, you'll. Okay, let's try this area. So we will we've hit our 2-hour mark. You can see here, you can see there. Just see these tones, wonderful tones that are happening here. Let's go over it again, because you're always adding volumes of tones to your drawing as you do this. There, I can see areas here that I missed. So use the cross hatch sometimes, like when I'm coming to this tree. Right there, look at this one. Let's cover that up. Let's try and get a bit better what's going on here. Doesn't have to be exact. You have to be prepared to go over it again and again, because that's what the traditional artists do, isn't it? Don't feel you have to go zoom in really close. You don't. Look, I'm just trying to see here, trying to get texture in that using these colors that are already there for us to pick. Right there, gives the illusion something there. Picking these colors here. There, look at that. Okay, we've got this. Isn't it wonderful how we've come to this? Okay, so they've got here. I'm going to try and get, you can see anywhere else that needs to be improved. So I'm just picking up my painting again. Okay, so this is where we are. So let's see what we have to do. It's getting better each time we draw, isn't it? You see that here? This part? That part we need to fix, right? So still sticking to the same brush. So don't be keen to go towards more. You can if you want to. But you know, the limited time I have, I've got to work really fast at this. So that's why I'm sticking to this larger brush. So as long as you do there, can you see? It's created a bit of texture. It adds realism to the whole thing, right? There. Looks like a mishmash of stuff, isn't it? But in reality, you know that this is all adding to the overall composition. I don't think there's anywhere that they teach you these things. I hope you're learning, and I hope you're doing it, more importantly. So you're not just watching me. Let's see where we are. Great. Okay. And then you can see that plane we haven't obviously touched. See? This is all you need to create that beautiful effect. You thought it was precision engineering. It's not. You're quite mistaken. This is how traditional artists pulls off something. And they probably spend a lot more time because they've got to do the color mixing. I don't. I have the color palette right under my nose. And it's all done for me automatically. Forget color theory. It should never work for a traditional artist. Have you ever mentioned, heard Bob Ross say, you gotta know color theory? Or even Pablo Picasso? He talks about the most basic thing. He says, get rid of your mentality and think like a child. That's good advice, actually. It means that you're not afraid to take risks. And I'm not afraid to take risks because I've made so many drawings. I'm always constantly learning. You can see here adding different levels of tones. Okay, that's all it is. Look at that. You know we have to tackle this area, right? So it makes sense. So you come back to it and check your drawings. Amazing. And I'm just getting the texture. And then when you look out, you'll be like, amazing, the composition, I can't believe it. Now you can paint like John Constable. I made many paintings. I even made, you can take a look, some of the grandmasters trying to capture the essence of their painting, right? That's all I've done. Using their reference image. So this is my own style of drawing. You know, people come here and saying, oh, the computer did it. You know, you probably shoot them down, isn't it? And tell them to go take a hike. Don't know what you're saying. Just want to capture that. Okay, let's have a look. There, isn't it amazing, isn't it? Now you can see that we've got more details there, but the tree line here needs to be improved, and I reckon I could improve that let me just go ahead and have you seen that as well? This area here on the left, right? We could improve that before we move to the right because that's actually a green patch. So I'm not gonna, just gonna do this. Get some of that green patch which we didn't capture earlier. Remember, there's a lot of areas that we haven't touched. So the more times you go over it, the more you're going to give it dimension. So it's hopefully going to look like a green patch. It's exactly what we want. Right? So look. Let's have a look. Yes, now it's looking like a green patch, isn't it? But then there's this line of trees here, but we can come back to that. If we can get away with it, let's get away with it for now, yeah? Let me finish this patch, this wonderful patch of trees. Let's just go over it again. And then see what we've managed to capture all the tones. Right, again, just going over it again will capture some of the essence of the tones we may have missed out in our last round. Just give it more dimension. Maybe I'm giving away secrets here, I don't know. So we're 10 minutes over, but that's all right. Because remember, I spent 20 minutes introduction anyway. Let's have a look. That's looking good, except that I'm not too happy on this side. So I'm gonna try and also fix these areas. Remember, you can't get all the tones in one go. It has to be several tries. It's not bad, is it? And then here, we need to sort of clear the patch here. Here. Let's have a look. There, it's looking good, but then this separates this field. So I'm going to add that. Yep. And then let's see what we have. Yeah. Clear that up. Look at that, a little bit of effort makes all the difference. Can you see that? How it's now standing out, really proud. And now we can tackle, let's go from right to left of these little trees, right? This is just like traditional, right? So we can move back and forth. Now we can do something more interesting. I'm going to show you something even more So first, this is our painting. Okay, now we get a better idea and switch between our painting, and now you can see what the actual shape, the lay of the land is. Look, and we want to capture that, okay? Otherwise it's going to look like, see that? So that's what I'm doing here, creating the shape. So this is getting a little advanced for you for some guys. So this is where I'm applying some of my skills here. You see that tree? Yeah, it's a bit darker, so we'll just add and zoom in if you have to, right? So you can see more of the details. Okay, and then I'm seeing another line of tree here. You don't have to do exactly what is done, just the mere essence of it. Look darker at the base, the tree, right? And then look another. It's very well kept. These bushes, isn't it? Here you can see a little patch, and if you need to be sure where it is, then this is followed by this dark area here. And it's still sticking to the same brush, and we're adding more texture details. Look here, looks like a field, so let's take that. Right, because we could stick to the same, could go really deep into the details there, but I'm not doing that. Then here's a patch here. You can see where that patch is. And then these line of bushes. Darker color. Then a light. This is real important training on tones. Right, dark here, little dark, then a bit light, and then of course dark. Let's see if we've got what we should have. Then we can pick that. Then here, little dark here, which is another range of trees. Just the essence of it. Doesn't have to be the full details. Just the essence of what's going on. Just the essence of it. See, that creates an effect. Now here, right, that, and then this line of trees, right, perfect. And then we have this kind of color going on here, right. And then what we can do is correct this. So I can do this actually. Stick to my paint. right there. Just giving the illusion. Pick my own color. Right, we're just creating our own trees. Remember how Bob Ross used to say, it needs a friend. This tree needs a friend. It's quite funny, isn't it? Right, so that's how we create. You think it was like really hard, isn't it? But it's no way hard. Like that. There, look at that. And then we can do it here. Look at that, it gets so lovely brown shade. Right there. Without too much detail. Another line of trees here. Let's see what we got, shall we? There, look at that. Isn't it amazing how we managed to pull that off? Eh? Gotta admit, that's not bad. Okay, so now let me, because I've done a lot of strokes, let's save that and then open it up again. Alright, my paintings, draw. So we got these remnants of what's now you can see these trees are sorely needed adding, isn't it? Let's see how many people are on. Thank you for that. Yeah, you're marking this nicely, you're following me along nicely. So again, just the illusion, nothing more, just the illusion. Look, now you can do your own tree, just like Bob Ross wanted you to. Probably thinking, why do I always talk about Bob Ross? Well, he did teach you techniques to the masses, and this is what I'm teaching you. Techniques to the masses. There. Look at that. Beautiful. And we've missed out another tree here. You didn't think I was going to pull this off, but that's the bigger brush as well. And then notice what the features are like. You've seen these, right? They always have these. It's a nice, pleasant tree that's gone up here. So look at the shape of that. Nothing more. And then here, look. Look at that. Creates the volume of the shape of that. And then allows for another tree to be there. These small, minute trees. And then another one. There. The illusion. Just an illusion. It's just another illusion. That's a song, actually. There, look at that beautiful patch that goes from here, goes to here. So it knows, people know that they can walk there without getting lost. And then let's create that. Right, just remember, it's got to follow that path. So maybe there. And what do we have here? We're just shaping these trees. We're not exactly following them. We're not basing it on some skills that we've developed. Yeah. Okay. I guess this is what the traditional artist will do. Yeah. Let's pick these trees up you can go here if you wanted to. And then you have this. This forms the perimeter of that. Any color is fine. And then this one's forming that. Okay. Got a very light, wonderful light tree there. Right there, giving the shape. Remember, it's also okay. Then here, look at that. These trees, this beautiful dark conifer. This valley here, falling. Just form the shape of the tree. That's it. This is like a conifer, but just give the let the see. I'm reluctant to move because it's quite fast. You can do. You're learning a lot if you do it this way. We don't have to get to the exact details, but still we can pull it off. Look, we're almost to the edge of that tree. And again, look at that line of trees. Beautiful line of trees there. Just pick the colors that you think will add the effect. This group of trees here, and we know that this tree sort of swings up like that. Then this dark areas going here. Look at that, we're going to go all the way up there. Look at the majesty of the trees. The real majesty of the tree. And here, we can say, you know what? You're just a bunch of trees, the lower down. You can't reach my level, yeah? These trees are way above high. Right, can click on that. Let's do what we did on the other side, isn't it? Get a darker color. Why not? Remember, we've got a bigger brush, so right there. Look at that. Right there. We don't want to assume it's got a balloon or anything. There's a balloon going on. There. Do you want to have a look what it looks like? Let's have a look. Pretty good, isn't it? You have to admit, I am getting it down. So let's go here. Let's keep on, right? You can't believe this is our painting, is it? Yeah, you just can't, can you? Just admit it. See how you can do with little effort. I'm in the midpoint now. I do whatever allows me to get to the level I want. Right, so now I'm going to come up here. You can see here. So I'm shaping these tree lines here, as you can see, right? Shaping them from what I can see. Look at that. Just shaping them with that thicker brush. You think 3% was a small brush, but now you know, looks like thick. Right, these tonal variations gives it such a beautiful character. Right, you don't need, remember I told you, you don't need full details. Right, just the illusion. Okay, here. The traditional artist probably would have found this part to be a little difficult as well. That's what I'm assuming. Wow, isn't that amazing? Same time we're okay. Good. And then and then wow, look at that beautiful. Let's get that thing down first. This big bush. Not bush, trees I should say. Let's get the colors down so I can see the perimeter. And then let's try and shape it. Okay? I'll shape it. Right there. Got the form of a shape. Don't spend too long in it. Here, same thing. So I was shaping it to make it look like a part of the realism. This is very interesting. I must say I haven't done this before. So what you're looking at is witnessing new techniques being developed. Look at these colors, wonderful. You can pick a light color if you want to. There. Add more texture here. So I'll be away for a couple of days traveling. Can't believe that's our painting, can you? But it certainly is, mate. So I'm going to try and finish it off really quickly. I don't think we've got much left, But you can see how it's coming together. Nicely done. We got a lot of it done. And in fact, I'm going to save this. So this is where you learn these techniques and apply it to your freehand drawing. So don't think it's about tools. If you think about tools, pay too many attention, you'd think you're following an art class in traditional. That's what you'd probably think, isn't it? Not really like, look at these. These are like mountain ledges. Just come here. Like a pit, isn't it? That's all right. You can get this done, no problem. Add the shape. Not trying to grab. That's a nice color. Then this bit, that's like the ledge that goes up there. And then this green bit here. And then this light bit here that comes here. Okay. Yeah, lovely. That looks like a tree. Right there. Put the outer perimeter of that tree. Then here. Yeah, it's like the perimeter of that. Feels like this is the perimeter of the other tree. Yeah, which is great. That's what we want. And then add a little splurge of colors. What's on the right side here? We've got these, the tree lines here. And a little bit darker here. The green patch of trees there. Then keep coming down. Wow, look at this green. They're really are dark. Don't know what that is, but don't have to add it. Okay, there. Don't know what that is. Very dark. I never knew really what that was. That was a bush. Yes. So we'll add more features. Remember we had struggling to find out what this was. Like a little boulder just sitting in the middle. But in reality it's a lovely bush. Get some of the shades out. You know, the colors that spring out, giving it shape. There. Right. Look at that here. Add a little bit of that. Just go over it again. Take out some of this roughness, yeah? See that? These are all green patches. Right there. What have we got here? So look, still the green patch. And then here we need to do something here. That's another tree. Alright, we can do that. Take some of that green. Like a baby sister tree, isn't it? Okay, what have we got here? Is that a tree or what? Can't even tell if it's a tree or not. It's probably a green patch. Don't know what it is. Anyway, let's see what it looks. That's alright. Isn't it? It's okay. So let's actually now. That looks photorealistic, doesn't it? You have to admit. It does look photorealistic. So let's now fix these. Just want to fix them. Let's take it down 30 because they're diffused. I don't want to take it down. Little the white brush. Let's just add a little detail shape to it. It's really like I'm going to have to do this to give the size. Just get the size right. Nothing too much. Just to get the size. So notice I'm actually. Remember we left out a few little trees there. Let's just add these. Accentuate the horizon. Look at this tiny. Right, anything you can see here, look. Right there. Like that. Look at that. It's like a fog there. I don't know if it's a fog or not. Let's see where we are. And it's looking a little better, isn't it? What do you reckon? I reckon we need to do this midsection and we're pretty much done. And then maybe blend the top. So let's save this. You look impressed with how this came about, isn't it? You can do the same if you follow my methods. Okay, the midsection here. Okay, it's looking a little bit tad forward. Let's add these tiny details. Giving it a little bit more substance. Just like we did. Okay, these line of trees here. I think this is what adds beauty to this whole. You could sit here, drink your coffee or tea, and then just admire the view. And when you can draw something like that, look at that tree there. Let's get this down. Okay, same here. Get this tree. It's not about the details, it's about techniques that you can take away. have a look. That's better, isn't it? Now we can see that this needs whatever that is. Didn't quite work, did it? Looks like a mishmash of something that didn't quite work. So let's try and take that down. Right, and let's take this up so we have more of this tree-like structure. Pick a color, then pick another one. Pick this, so giving the illusion of a tree. You know, that almost. Yeah, sort of working. Let's have a look. Yes, that looks more like it, isn't it? Now let's try and fix this area here. Let's go up and take it down and just blend this areas here. Let's pick these colors. Take out some of the white that shouldn't be there anyway. The blending these wonderful holes, rolling hills, picking a color close to it, just blending with the bigger brush. Oh yeah, so much better, isn't it? Now we can do this blending here. Let's get that brush down. 30% here. Okay, you gotta know what you're dealing with. All right, look at this here. Gonna increase that. Take that down. Blend the sky. Look at that. See that? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Just blend that sky. And then here, blend this hills. That's what we're gonna do here. Blend the hills. And then here, just blend it, okay? Take it down. If the features are a little smaller, then look, just blend it like that, giving it a beautiful, smooth look. The back, it can be smooth because it is, after all, the back diffused. Just diffused. And then mix it with the lighter colors. If you think it's going in two of the opposite direction. This is I'm bringing all my skills to bear on this painting. So it's not something you expect to learn right away. You got to check out all my other, really to truly appreciate how I do blending. This is just blending that I've introduced here. Maybe we'll keep some of that. Let's have a look. Isn't that wonderful how we blended that mountain? And then you can go further and blend this. Take the brush size, reduce even further. That's it. That's it. You got it. See that? I did that, and now we're going to blend the sky, and it's going to look terrific, isn't it? This painting, I think it is. So look at that, 6-7%. Let's take 10%. The sky is obviously, and then I'm just going to blend the sky. And then we can say we've made a masterpiece, right? You can say to people, you've just created a masterpiece. So all the skills I'm bringing to bear here. Look at that. I think I need to go even down. I want to finish this with a nice, good drawing before my 2 days break. At least you can sort of show off to people. I hope you've managed to do this. Look at that. How we blended that. You gotta admit, this is not bad. I could go on blending more, but I think I've got to finish here. This is painting that we've just done. And I could do a lot more, obviously, but this is the 2-hour time. Oh my goodness. I've got to start packing for my travels. So what Paintology? I gotta make it a bit. I gotta make it a bit darker, I think. Let's pick a dark color. No. Paintology. There you are. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to save that. Save LB2. And 4, I think. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed this as much as I have. You can see how tonal coloring, tonal painting with digital can be made easy, and this will help your other methods of painting and drawing. So please do subscribe and leave a comment if you manage to do it, or post your image in community. I'd much like to see it. Thank you very much, and bye-bye now.